All right, highlights from GreatStockPicks.com, February 14th from our live trading chat room. Really big day today. I'll go over the calls and why I made them. The first one was SodaStream, SODA. Now this is a thinner stock than I usually call. You'll notice the extra volume today. See that nice volume spike? And that's only 1.88 million. So this is a thinner stock than I normally mess with, but I'll show you the reason why I kind of broke my own rules. All right, this is what it looked like at the open. This wasn't even on my watch list, but all of a sudden you get this volume spike at the open. Very, very big volume. Look at yesterday. I mean, just dwarfing yesterday. And another big volume candle the second. So this lands on my radar, so I glance at the daily, and I see that it's up above or breaking out of this little flag here, just one recent high to the left. I check and see that it's got a lot of shorts in it, so it's a low float with high shorts, right? And then when it comes down to here, actually used 2-minute candles at the time, and it looked like this. And I just called it over this little narrow candle right here. I think the entry idea I put out in chat was 50.95 with a stop 30 cents below. Look what happens. I mean, a real quick move up 51.50. It holds the stop all day and ends up going to, at the height, ends up going to 52.67. And I also put this out at 50 bucks for our SMS members as well. And so they did fairly well on that one too. BBRY, I already made a video on this today about the bounce play gap down strategy, right? We had this on Bounce Watch because this is what it looked like. 3 or 4 days down in a row, everybody this morning in pre-market was talking about BBRY going to zero, right? Because it was gapping down. I love when I have something 3 or 4 days down in a row and then gap down, okay? And look what happened. Gap down and ran all day. And I showed you in the other video, but I'll do it real quick here again, how I called it. Simply a break of the 5-minute high. And my stop was at 1302, I believe. And look at that, just ran all day. BBRY 1330 to 1516. Now, again, you can watch the other video on bounce play gap down setups, but in short, what happens here is you're already down. Maybe I pan out a little bit here. Already down, 3, 4, 5 days in a row, and then you get the gap down. A lot of times you get a bunch of shorts piling in, thinking this is easy money, right? When it's down that far, I always hope for a gap down, and then if I can get a fairly narrow range, I'll buy a break of the early high, and that's exactly what happened in chat. Just rallied the rest of the day, so a really nice one there. And again, the other video goes into a little bit more in depth on that one, but 1330 entry went up $1.86 from there, went to 1516 on 28 cents risk. Another big call today, WLT. B-Turk, one of our all-stars, put this on my radar this morning. I really wasn't watching the calls, but he put this on my radar. So once he added this to the chat room, I went ahead and threw this one on a chart, and this is what it looked like 10 minutes in. And then when it came down here, I loved it at the 8-period moving average. Other coals were strong. I think ANR, a lower priced coal, was doing really well on I guess a surprise earnings beat. WLT is one of my favorite coal plays, and I like the daily on this one too. I said the daily had room, so I called it over this little narrow candle here. I like the fact that it came down to the 8-period moving average on the 5-minute candles, and I called it over this candle. So the entry idea, 37.54, stop only 12 cents below 37.42, and look what happens all day. And then here it is on the daily. We were taking profits up here at the 200-day moving average. I said that's a good place to take some profits. WLT 37.54 entry went to 39.76, $2.22 in our favor on 12 cents risk. So that was obviously my best call of the day. Also called INVN. Right. It did this one little spike, came back down, and I said if it breaks this spike again, so right there with a stop right there, could work. It was beaten up over the last couple days. 13.90 entry, a dime stop, and it went to 14.43 without stopping out. So that's not bad. Over 50 cents on a dime risk. And then NUAN. I've had this on Bounce Watch for a few days in a row. Today it finally triggered. This is what it looked like before today. So then how did I call it today? Simply, let me get that line out of there. I don't need that anymore. Simply a break of its early high. Okay, so let me zoom in here. You have this is the opening 5-minute candle right here. This one right here. And then there's your early high 10 minutes in. It didn't really sell off today, so it didn't take out yesterday's lows. It was holding up pretty well. So I called it long over the high of the day after this. This was about 20 minutes in. 1857 with an 1844 stop. There's the trigger. And look at that. A beautiful one there. That goes from 1857 to 1918. And I'm looking at my results page. I don't know why it's not on there. I forgot to put it on there. But another really nice one there. 1857 to 19, whatever I said, 1918, on a little over a dime risk. So that was another big one today. And I think that was it. I think that was it for the day. Actually, no, it's not. GNC. General Nutrition Center, GNC. I mentioned this when it was right here, right before I went to a short break before lunch, that it was down to the 20-period moving average on 5s. The daily was breaking out. I knew it was having big volume, but that wasn't where I made the call. After it ran up and tested 39 and came back down, I made the call right over this green candle, thinking this time it'll push through 39. So the call on GNC was 38.84 with a stop only 25 cents below, and it held that stop. Doesn't look like much, but from 38.84 it still went to 39.79 on 25 cents risk. All right, that's it for the day. Really nice day, and I'll quit babbling. We'll see you guys tomorrow.